Hey, before the video starts, I just want to say if you haven't watched the 12 Principles of Animation, I would watch that so you can better understand what's going on in the video.
All right, yo, what's up, with y'all boys? Basically, we just gonna teach you like some of the principles, and we're just gonna teach you a bit some tips, like how to make your animations, like like better, this and that, what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like where to go, faster pace, faster movement, faster animating and stuff. So yeah, let's get to it.
All right, so we're going to start off with like a simple example of just moving the arm, right? So let's just say we want to make the arm move from here to here, right? Just like in the last video, the arm is just going to find the nearest place to get from point A to point B, right? Now, if we just leave it like this, sure, it works that the arm is going up, but it could be a lot better. For instance, if we move this keyframe back, right, and we go to our 10, we're going to go 10 frames in, right? And we make the arm swing back before it gets there, it's going to add a little bit of anticipation before it's going to go up. So it's easier to kind of read it a bit, right? Now, the timing matters later when depending on the animation you're making, but it shouldn't matter too much with what we're doing right now. So now we have an animation that's just going, it's going to just go back and then go to where we want it to be, right? But you can still add a little bit more to it. For instance, you can add a little bit of drag to it, which is one of the principles that I'm going over and that I mentioned at the start of the video. You're going to basically just back up the arm, add a little bit of rotation to make it go back. And then as it's going up, you want to bend the arm a little bit and move it back, right? So now it's going to go smoothly up. See how it adds that little effect? It makes it look a lot better. Now you can add a second layer to this and put some follow through. It's the bounce or the jiggle that you usually see people do. So how this works is that you have the impact point here. Then you have your overshoot, which is going to be just you going further into the pose, and you just want to make sure nothing just stays in the same place. You want to move it around, and then it's going to just come back after. Sometimes, depending on how much you rotate it, is going to matter. Like I could have rotated it way too much here, and it's gonna, you know what I'm saying, not make it look exactly too great, but I think you understand the premise of it. You could just keep like making it go more, just, and it'll just keep adding like more jiggle to it, you see? But all that depends on your timing as well. I think this is the best way to understand how to do follow through.
You got it.
All right, we're gonna just expand on this idea, right? I have a sword on the rig that I'm using right now, and we're just gonna make a quick M1, like how I would for a game. So usually, depending on the speed, like I'll just put it to 30 keyframes, right? And I start off in this pose because it's the first M1, and maybe you want to do like 10, 15, and I'm gonna just move them over here a little bit, right? You see how the line pops up there? You just go to right click, calculate motion paths. Usually you can do in range or around frame. I like to do around frame because sometimes it gets a little hectic. So basically you're just going here, same principle as before, and then just see he's gonna swing his sword, right? See how it's super fast right now, right? But we can still adjust the timing. I'll do it for the sake of the video. So when he's going in, kind of want him to see how he leans in. Oh wait, shit. I don't want him to lean in a little bit, and then as he's coming out, he's gonna lean out. See, same thing. Then he's gonna overshoot and come back. Usually it kind of takes me like a couple tries to just, make sure everything looks right. You're not gonna get it the first time. So right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just fix up the motion pass a little bit so I can, just make sure the arcs look fine and everything looks how I want it to. So now that I got the torso movement, it's not the best, but you know, it's just something quick for the tutorial. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's gonna be okay. So just something quick. Now we can just move the arm, right? So we have our anticipation pose, right? Swinging back in, kind of do the same thing. Something quick. Drag up on the arm. Then he's gonna get to his impact pose. Arm is there, comes back more, settles in at the end. And then sometimes what I also like to do is make sure that the arms aren't exactly lined up with the torso, so it has a little bit of overlap, but it's nothing crazy. So now when you put this in game, you can start your string and just keep going off of this combo. Like I would usually just make a whole nother file and keyframe this using I, but probably do a separate video just specifically for that. Let me edit the head.
Now, if I'm finna just talk to you, like, you guys about like how I got better. If you don't know me, I'm Draco, right? I'm not really the best, obviously, but I'm not the worst. So, hikey, some top tips, like what I did to really improve, like really boost my animation skill. Hikey, first things first, rotoscoping. People call it bad, people call it good. I just call it like it's cool. Don't do it for too long though. Don't stretch it out, right? Don't copy people's random animation and just post it in your portfolio like it's yours. But rotoscoping is a good way to do it. Like you can go on Elden Ring, you can go on Sekiro, like any game, any movie, like any like type of stuff with like Blender animations in it, or even like real life examples. Like a prime example, like how to learn to make a throw animation. Do like a baseball gif. Like if you search up a baseball gif, you'll see like some kind of gif like a baseball throw. Try to copy it like limb for limb, and you'll learn how to pose while doing that. So rotoscoping basically teaches like posing, timing, all that. Now the timing is a bit weird because sometimes when you download these videos and put in your Blender, it like sometimes messes up your like your framework. But you can easily just like select them all and just stretch it out. But anyways, like that's not really the point. Rotoscoping is another way you can like what I'm saying. Rotoscoping is a good way to improve.
Something that I would say is definitely good for improvement is just keeping your animation super simple and not trying to really do the most and trying to show off. I would say that you'd probably improve the most just trying to keep it simple and really getting down to basics and then expanding into doing harder and more complex animations because you'll already know how to pose something or like go into a different pose and it's just gonna make it a lot easier. And I'd again go and just make sure the 12 principles and the physics and animation video is really good. It helped me a lot. I'm still learning, but it's definitely gonna help you.